So if you're on the hunt for something fun to do with your family or friends this weekend, we've got you covered. Joining me now with a full list of activities happening this week in Connecticut is Jennifer Bangser from the Cultural Alliance of Fairfield County. Welcome back to the show, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me back, Teresa.
We were just saying, what if there's nothing going on? But that never seems to be the case.
No, that will never, ever happen. We have such an amazing amount of members that do the most wonderful arts and cultural programming in Fairfield County. So 7 days a week, there's something to do.
All right, so we'll get right into it. We have the Blues Brothers this weekend.
Jake and Elwood, yes, they're coming to the Ridgefield Playhouse Saturday night, and they'll be playing the songs the Blues Brothers are known for, Rubber Biscuit and so on, and they'll do a really great rockin' show Saturday night up in Ridgefield.
Fantastic, and the next one's for the whole family.
Yes, the Bellarmine Museum of Art, which is located in Bellarmine Hall at Fairfield University, they have a wonderful exhibit, Gary Metzger's An American Impressionist, and Saturday they have a program to bring the family to learn about impressionistic art with storytelling and a tour specifically geared towards children.
And it's open to the public?
It's open to the public. It's free, open to the public.
Fantastic. All right, moving along to On Golden Pond.
On Golden Pond, yes. Many people remember the movie from the early 80s with Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn. It was originally a play, and they're putting it on at the Darien Arts Center, opening this Friday. It's a beautiful family story about love, forgiveness, and very tender story. So I think that'll be on for about 4 weeks at the Darien Arts Center.
Okay, and the next one I recognize, Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies, kind of a dark dystopian novel.
Sure.
The Bridgeport Theater Company has adapted it in two forms. They're doing one production with an all-male crew and one with an all-female crew, so you can see the difference.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, and they're just a really dynamic young theater company in Bridgeport. This is their 5th season, and that opens on March 19th, and I would encourage people to go see it and bring the teenagers, because a lot of kids have to read the book for school, and it's quite a crew.
All right, and then more theater going on. Arthur Miller's All My Sons.
All My Sons, yes. That was one of the first plays that really gave Arthur Miller a lot of critical acclaim. And they're putting that on down at Curtin Hall's Dressing Room Theater. And it's just a really dynamic story about what costs to pursue the American dream, and kind of echoes some of Arthur Miller's themes of business ethics and family relationships. Pretty powerful production.
You know, Jennifer, I lived in Connecticut my whole life. I didn't realize there were so many theaters available.
I think there's some kind of theater in almost every community.
It seems
whether it's
like
a community
there is.
theater, professional, equity. There's really kids, a lot of programs for children to participate in theater. It's just dynamic, and there's classes and workshops in the summer. A lot of these places for kids to learn the art of theater.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we have some art exhibits coming up. The first one is Kapow. That reminds me of the comic strips.
Well, it is comic, but it's a little more serious in a way. It's kind of the timing of what's going on in Paris recently with the comic strip art, and it's a bunch of cells from comic art in the 50s that were a reaction to war, and it's kind of it shows how comics can be a social commentary. Pretty powerful.
Interesting, and
Show
that's
down at the Flynn Gallery, which is located in the Greenwich Library, and that opens on March 19th.
very good. Now, Jennifer, I want to ask you, if you can do one of these things, what would be your highlight?
I can't possibly
You
do
can't
one
pick.
thing. No, I try to get to a couple things every weekend, and sometimes during the week.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and I like to tell people you can go from community to community. Sometimes it's kind of nice to go on to FC Buzz, where we have all these events listed, and maybe try something in another community that you haven't thought of. If you live in Norwalk, you might try a theater program in Darien or up in Ridgefield, and it really doesn't take that long to get.
I mean, we do
all
live
these
in a small
venues.
state, right?
It's a small state,
get from
and
one
if
corner
it's
to the
20
other.
minutes to get somewhere and see something new and different that really lights your fire, and just spread your awareness of what's out there, because there really is so much to do.
Yeah, no excuses. You shouldn't be bored.
No excuses, absolutely not. And it's a fun job to have, because I'm aware of so much. And get to talk about good things that are out there to do. And I encourage people to go click, pick, and go to fcbuzz.org. That's where you'll find probably up to 500 or 600 events to look at and plan and think about.
Very good. It's never too early to plan for the weekend, right?
No, get your tickets for stuff too. Yeah, things sell out.
There you go. Jen, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.